Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update since the loss of my pregnancy, how I'm doing, and what me and my husband plan to do going forward. And I'm just going to start off from the beginning. So that first week home was extremely hard because, first of all, your body is still it's trying to adjust to everything that had already happened. So I was having a lot of pains. I was having flashbacks. I felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't look at my husband because anytime I did, I just got instantly sad because baby Griffin looked just like him, all the way down to his long, skinny toes. So being around Chris, and he's such a sweet, loving person, but like I didn't want his affection because I didn't feel worthy, if that makes sense. I felt like a failure. I felt like all the progress that we made from the start of getting my diagnosis to now was for nothing because my body failed my baby, I failed my marriage. Like I just felt so horrible having all these thoughts and emotions, and your hormones are changing, and I just felt really insecure. Like I have depression and insecurities about my body to begin with because like I'm not perfect, and like in my mind my husband is perfect. Like he's really handsome, he's tall, and just super handsome, and there's nothing wrong with him. And then I think about myself and I'm like, wow, I have weight issues, I have PCOS, I have an incompetent cervix, I have sleep apnea, I have depression. Like I just kept thinking so many negative things about myself, and I just really felt unworthy of my husband's love and affection. So that first week home was really, really, really rough. The ER told me to follow up with my OBGYN 2 weeks after everything that had happened, but I couldn't wait that long because I was really scared. I was having, like I said, flashbacks, and then I felt like I was going crazy because my body was having all these cramps and pains. Come to find out, that's just my uterus just going down to size, but it was very painful to the fact that I woke up at like 1 a.m. one day, and I was like on Facebook, and I was like, I'm about to go to the ER, this is too much. And I toughed it out because I wanted to go see my doctor. I didn't want to go to the ER. I couldn't bring myself to go to the ER that I had my son at. So I toughed it out for like 5 or 6 hours, whatever. It was 1 o'clock, so all the way until 8 o'clock when my doctor got there. They got me in Wednesday, and that was the day that I made my pregnancy loss video. So my doctor came in, and he was like, I'm so sorry for your loss. And it just, nothing felt real. Like I was still like, because my emotions were so up and down, when he said sorry for your loss, I felt so numb, and I was just like, whatever, tell me what's wrong with me so I can go home. I'm in a lot of pain. I didn't want to be at the OBGYN office where there's a lot of other pregnant women. I wanted to go home. So come to find out, I had a blockage, and my doctor cleared that out, and then he gave me pain meds, which I ended up only taking like 2.5 of the pills because I'm not a huge pill person. I don't like taking big horse pills. It makes me gag. So, yeah, that day my doctor was like, I'm sorry for your loss. You have an incompetent cervix, which basically means that whenever you're pregnant, your cervix will begin to open and dilate and cause you to go into preterm labor or have an early miscarriage, like in my case. And hearing him say that and already feeling just how I was feeling and being in that office again, it made me that much more depressed. It made me hate myself. It made me question my marriage. It made me question myself and my future. And I felt really lost. So when I came home from that visit and I made that video, you saw me crying. I was extremely emotional. I was thinking all these crazy things. And I have depression and insecurities to begin with. So I was just already at a loss. Moving forward, about a week after my pregnancy, I was still having flashbacks of everything that had happened, and I couldn't really sleep. So I just was up all the time, walking around at night while my family was sleeping and thinking to myself. And at that point, I still hadn't talked about it with anybody because I felt like I didn't want anybody's pity. Like my friends, I have a lot of friends on Facebook who already have children, who are like 2 and 3. Some of them even have 3 and 4 children, which I think is crazy. But I'm just like, I don't need your pity. I don't need your sympathy because you don't know how I'm feeling. You have children. So there was a couple people who reached out to me who have been through what I've gone through. And I still didn't want to reply to them just because the things that I was thinking at the time, I was like, they're going to think I'm crazy. Like I had suicidal thoughts. I just didn't want to go on anymore. Come to find out, all of those thoughts and feelings are extremely normal. November 9th, the hospital that I had my son at had a memorial service for all the families who lost their babies in the month of October. I almost didn't go to that service, but I'm extremely glad I did, and here's why. Towards the end of the service, I broke down. I broke down. And I felt like I was suffocating, and one of the people that was there was like, do you need an ambulance? And I was like, no, I can't do it anymore. And so another mom had come over to me, and she was like, sweetie, this is tough, I know, but she's like, you have to promise me that you will get some help and talk to someone. She's like, because I didn't, and now I'm having seizures. And she's like, I don't want that to happen to you. And so I took her advice. Hang on just a second. My throat is kind of, And I got a text message from my husband. Huh. Anyway. So, she told me to get some help. I took her advice, and I went to my church on Sunday. And as I got there, the service was ending, which I was okay with because I didn't want to sit through the service anyway because I just would have been so emotional. I took Griffin's baby bag with me because I wanted to talk to my preacher about everything that had happened and show him the stuff the keepsakes that they gave me, which I will show you guys in a minute. But come to find out, because I hadn't been to my church in like a couple months, my preacher, the one who married Christopher and I, is no longer there. So as everybody's getting up to leave, I'm just sitting down, and then I see a familiar face walking towards me, and it's my doctor. And I was like, I lost it. I started crying, and he was like, do you need someone to talk to? And I was like, yeah, I do. Who's in charge? And he's like, well, this is the new pastor. Come talk to him. So we went in a back room, and I was explaining to them, excuse me, I was explaining to them how I was feeling and just everything that it went down, the thoughts that I had in the hospital, my thoughts and fears about what my doctor had told me at my doctor's visit. And he was just so supportive and so sweet, and we all prayed together, and that really made me feel like a million times better. And he told me that anytime if I need to talk to anybody that I can come into his office, and that was just really, really great, because it's one thing to have a doctor who does his job, but then it's another to have a doctor who goes above and beyond. And like my doctor, he doesn't go to my church. He was just there visiting some friends. So I truly believe that God placed him and me in the same church at the same time for a reason, and I'm glad that it happened the way it did, because like I said, I woke up the next day feeling a million times better. I did my makeup, I went out, I felt just relieved because I got everything that I was thinking off my chest. And to someone who I trust, my doctor, who has my best interest in heart, who's walked with me through this whole journey and just super awesome. And yeah, that was just a really great day. So now, moving forward, Christopher and I have just decided that we want to take some time and just focus on our marriage. And then we're not exactly preventing. If it happens, great. But not right now. I don't want to try and get pregnant for at least 6 months. I just want to just get back to what I was doing before I got pregnant, which is losing weight. I still plan to lose at least 20, 25 more pounds. And I just want to be happy and focus on my mental health, because this takes a lot out of a person, and it really can break a marriage. So I just want to focus on my marriage and focus on myself and just be happy. And that's my... Oh, wait. Before I go. This is little baby Griffin's handprints and footprints, and they are super tiny. Super tiny. I love looking at this. Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you guys. I found a support group on Facebook. My voice doesn't want to cooperate today. It's because no one's here and I haven't been talking at all day. I found a support group on Facebook, and I shared the story of what happened to us, and I shared the photo of baby Griffin on that support group page. I didn't share that photo on my personal Facebook page because I feel like that's just really private, and that's not something that I want a lot of people to see. So I was like, here's my story, here's my son, here's me and my husband. I wanted to show the comparison because I was like, baby Griffin looks exactly like Christopher, and everybody agreed. And then this one lady, she just stuck out. She was like, oh, he's so handsome with his little button nose. And then I was like, oh, my son does have a cute little button nose. He has my nose and Chris's everything else, all the way down to Chris's long, skinny toes. And it just made me smile. I found something in this terrible situation to smile about, because here it is, you know, I was very nervous about taking Clomid. I didn't think it was going to work on the first round. You know, having the diagnosis of PCOS, you're already thinking so many negative thoughts and feelings. Me and my husband have been together 5 years, never had an accidental scare, nothing. Come to find out it's because of the PCOS, and then here we created this perfect little human being. There was nothing genetically wrong with him. He was perfect. And so moving forward, I feel comfortable. I feel like pregnancy is possible, so that's a positive. Me and my husband have great genes. Like our children is gonna either look just like him or just like me, and they're gonna be cute and just adorable and have little button noses. And then I just have something to smile about. So it's nice to take, you know, something negative and turn it around into a positive. And here's a little, you guys can see the bag in the shot. I told you in my last video I took it away. I was going to open it and show you what's in it. This is what's in it. It's just a little box inside of a baby blanket that has little polka dot spots in it. And this is the blanket that they took his pictures in. This is the blanket that they wrapped him in. And inside, the box looks just like this, and it's really soft material, just like that. And I'm not going to show you the inside contents of the box because I would like that to stay private, but I just love it. It's a sweet little sentiment, little keepsake. And that is my video, and thank you for watching.